Welcome. I'm Meredith, and this is the Oasis Spiritual Empowerment Tarot, all about tarot, oracle, and empowering you. And this is, part 2 of my VR to Lisa Papez for perfect pairs. If you haven't seen the first video, I'll link it below. But basically, I still hear people ask, well, what would pair with this or what would pair with that? So this is my little attempt at answering some of those questions. Now, I've tried to keep a lot of mass market decks in this video, to hopefully maybe hit some that you have, maybe you're curious about. So, to get right in. So, we have the Tarot du Luz, and this is by I don't know who this is by. Probably should have looked at that before. Well, it's a Fournier deck. Oh, is this? Oh, Lordy. I think that's the name. I can't even. I think it's Aitor Sarela. Is that a B? See, I can't. I hate that script because I can't tell. If it's a word that you're familiar with, right? If it's cat, you can figure it out usually, but I don't know. But it's a lovely deck. I love this deck. It's very, very charming, and it's just, I really like it. So, a deck that I really enjoy pairing with it. First, we have the tarot, the Playful Heart Tarot, because I do like to combine tarot decks together. I have a lot of decks, and I look for ways to use more than one because I like to get a chance to really use those decks. So this is Playful Heart Tarot by Kitten Shops, and with it also comes these lovely little oracle cards. It's not a lot, but it's really nice, so we can kind of add those to the mix as well, right? So I think that these are just really lovely together. There's a similar, it's not the same, but it's a similar energy, I would say. But then I also like adding story cards by Kathy Nichols. Now these are kind of like roots and wings. They go with pretty much everything, but I think that they go particularly well with these two decks. And I just really enjoy matching these up, and using these, whether it's a larger spread or maybe just a different kind of spread, right? And now I am completely mixing up my tarot and my oracle for this, but it doesn't matter, right? I'll pull them out. But the point is, I just love the way these feel and work together. I think they're really nice mixing and mingling. So, and I really love the way, these work wonderfully with every deck. Man, maybe it's something with the colors with these decks too, that they really just seem to fit in well. And the feeling, these are very warm, gentle cards, very kind of loving, you know, it's the feel I get. It's very loving, and definitely the Playful Heart is very gentle and loving, and yeah, they feel good. They're warm and just really delightful. And the cards everywhere. In the Tarot de Luz, there's that like youthful energy that kind of you know, the art style is a little bit kind of childlike, I guess, but in the most delightful way. It's not a crack by any means, but I feel like that it speaks to that inner child really well. And I really, really enjoy it. And I think they just, I mean, look how nice they look together. So, similar energies, definitely, with these 3 decks. So, now that I've made a mess of that. And so the next one, we have Tarot of the Secret Forest. And this is artwork by Lucia Mattioli. Idea and graphics by Lucia Mattioli and Pietro Alago. Instructions by Riccardo Minetti. Special thanks to Maria Coretti. Well, here you go. So, and it's a low Scarabeo deck. It's a great deck, and this is kind of double-sided, right? Depending. Now, with this deck, really enjoyed the Slavic Oracle, and this is by Eniel Reed. And just so you know, oh wait, it's illustrated by Cindy Monroy. So this deck is actually back on Kickstarter. So if you're interested, the 2nd edition is funding right now. So it's is it June 7th, 2022. So yeah, I just really like. Fit all these guys in? Yeah, let's get them in. There's something very, very clear. You know, the artwork here it's unencumbered by background noise and stuff, right? Whereas here we have this very kind of immersive background and area. And I enjoy both, right? So I'm not saying like, oh, this is too noisy or anything like that, but it's a really great compliment, I think, to this the lushness of the artwork, right? The details, and there's beautiful details here, but it's like simpler lines, I guess. Yeah, and I just think it works so nicely. And you know, the Slavic Oracle is about Slavic myths, so it kind of fits in because we have this fairy world, and then we have this other world that's pretty fey too, really. Yeah, I love the way it feels together, and the energy that I get from this combination. So, and again, if you're interested, the Slavic Oracle is on Kickstarter now. I don't know. I still have to take a look. I don't think there are any differences between this is the first. And it's Magic and Mediums is like the group. But, yeah, as far as I know, there are no differences, but I absolutely could be wrong. So check it out for yourself if you are curious. But, it's a wonderful deck. So, alright, next. Okay. Next we have the Heaven and Earth Tarot. And this is another Low Scarabeo deck. And the heck if I know who made it. I don't think I have a card for it. So this is all I have. I got rid of the huge box. Somewhere there's probably a huge book. I don't know. So forgive me. I don't know who made it. But, you know, this is a mass market deck, easily available. And to pair with this, the Faceted Garden Oracle. Now, this may seem like a weird pairing at first. Oh, and this is by, shoot, I'm really bad at this, I'm sorry. This is by Clairmac Arts. So it's Clairmac. Alright. Now, this is a beautiful deck. This is a very earthy deck, right? As you might expect. And this one is very dreamy and, you know, kind of airy. And I just feel like they complement each other really, really nicely. It's funny because to me, I think because of the dreaminess, even though the reality is that the imagery here, it's not super complex. You know what I mean? Like, it's RWS, right? So you get pretty much what you'd expect to see, but there's not a lot of other stuff like you might find, say, in a Thoth deck. I'm just saying. Now this deck, there's a lot going on. In the most wonderful of ways, understand. But it's funny because for me, I feel like this dreaminess makes it seem like almost like there's more going on than there is. And the funny thing is, this deck, maybe because of the earthiness, it feels like not necessarily that there's less going on, but it's okay. I'm not explaining this well at all. Usually, when there's a lot going on in cards, it kind of pulls me in pretty deeply. Those cards I tend to need to take a lot more time with, or at least a little more time. This deck, I don't feel that way at all. Like it just is like, boom, here it is. You know what I mean? I don't have to try, I don't have to think. And that feeling is just immediate. Whereas with this deck, it's kind of the opposite, and it's the opposite of what I would expect. This deck, I think because of that dreaminess, sucks me in, even though there are no surprises with this deck, right? Because it is just so RWS. There are some aspects that go beyond, but the imagery, right? Come on. But still, it sucks me in. And this one helps kind of balance me out, I guess. So let me know if that makes any sense at all. I'm trying. But, it's hard because these are things I don't normally articulate. So it's kind of It's kind of stretching it, but that's why it just, this pairing just works well for me, because they kind of counterbalance each other in the way I read. So next, we have the Gregory Scott Tarot. This is one of my favorite mass markets. This is one of my favorite magicians too. Reminds me of Airbender. But it's a great deck. And with this deck, I really enjoy Healers of the Earth Oracle. And this is by Mystic Mandy. Those are the backs. I just feel like they go really, really nicely together. You know, there's just something I feel like they're kind of along the same wavelength. So the art styles are certainly very different, but I don't know, I just feel like they work well together. And I also think that these are both decks that, for me, read very easily, very clearly. You know, so if I wanted to just, for whatever reason, just really quickly get an answer or something, you know, these are both decks that I might pick up. I would probably add Roots and Wings to this too, but I keep showing that deck, so I'm trying to show you other things. Yeah, I think they go really, really nicely together. And there's just that similar feeling. I mean, look at how lovely these are together. Oh, I mean, come on. So, yeah, I really enjoy these together. So, and then next, we have, okay, this one may seem a little weird too, but bear with me. So, first we have the name of this, Tarot El Dios de los Tres. I think it's Tre. I'm not sure. Now this deck, and it's by, it's another Fournier deck. I think it says this, maybe. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Sorry, but it's another Fournier deck. Now this deck, am I bouncing you? What's that about? Sorry. There is a lot going on in this deck, right? There's a lot in every card, every image, lots of stuff. It's good stuff, but there's a lot. Oh wait, maybe this will tell us. Yes, okay. So this one, no, I don't know. Okay. In any case, so because there's so much going on, I really like Whispering Spirits Tarot by Joanna Nelson to add to this. So we go from this it's almost like an overwhelm, right, of everything going on here, to something that kind of brings back a little bit of simplicity. Just to kind of I don't know, to kind of create that grounding feeling, because this is not grounding, this deck, right? This deck lifts you up, throws you around a little bit, and this one brings you back down and grounds you, as far as I'm concerned. Now, the next deck that I like to add to this is the New Orleans Oracle deck, and this is by Fatima, Mboj, and Fatima did the artwork with Lori Felix, and I'm so sorry, I don't know. Okay, so look at those beautiful backs. I love this deck, and there's a lot going on with this deck too. So I feel like Whispering Spirits creates a sort of bridge to allow me to use these together, because they're lovely together, but there can be a lot going on, right? But by creating this bridge, it just works. I love these two together anyway. But I love these together too. It's just, I feel like without this, these two might be a little overwhelming. But by having Whispering Spirits, it gives me what I need to combine these decks. Yeah, it just works. Yeah, and I just feel like without Whisper, I mean, some of them are a little easier than others, but you know, then when you get into like so much detail here, I feel like I need that quiet, right? There's a quiet that comes with this deck for me. You know, these tend to be a little bit noisy. So Whispering Spirits, and that's not a bad thing, but with that noisiness, I need that reprieve of that quiet, and that's what I get with Whispering Spirits. And Mon's Tarot absolutely would do the same thing, and I cannot wait for her Little Bug Oracle, which is on its way, and I will absolutely use that here too. So yeah, so if you have some decks that you feel like maybe are a little busy, like each one maybe is a little bit busy, and then combining them feels like it might be too much, but you want to combine them, you just need to throw in that bridge deck, or at least, you know, that works for me. And that allows you to kind of combine decks that maybe you wouldn't otherwise. Okay. So now, where's my box? Oh. Wait, I gotta put these away. Okay, so now we have I think this is the only tarot deck that isn't mass market. This is Tarot Disassembled, and this is by Jennifer Cooper Stidley. So, and this is such a neat deck. right? So it basically disassembles the tarot. It pulls out major symbolic pieces and kind of wipes away a lot of the other stuff, right? So with this, I actually have 2 decks. And then the first one is the Keynotes Oracle, and this is by Patty Murphy and Danielle M. DeLucia. And there's just, this is, so this deck is very clean, right? It's just these symbols, there's a cleanness to it. And kind of the same thing with this. Some of the artwork may be a bit more detailed, but there's something about it. They're both very, very easy to read. The meanings jump right out, right? Then, with these, I'd like to add another deck that can be a little more. So, this is the Four Seasons Hwatu Oracle deck. Now, this is the red edition. It is by Prime Muse. The author is, oh man, Kyungae Ko. So, director is Su Huan Ko. Now this deck is so pretty. But it's so pretty. But this is a deck that for me requires a little bit more time to really get what I need from it overall. There are always exceptions to everything, especially in my world. But I love these together. I just feel like there's something so, I don't know. There's a balance, again, I think that gets created with this, where, just trying to show you different cards. Yeah, there's just something. So when I use these together in a spread, I'll generally have this kind of pop out, right? Whatever this message is here, this is going to pop out, and then I dive into this, right? And yeah, it just works really, really nicely with it. Oh, I'm putting him in the wrong spot. Yeah. It's just, I think they're lovely together. And I love the contrast between, I mean, I guess this isn't super detailed. But it feels like it is. Yeah. So, yeah, I love this combination. And I love, well, that's got the words on the back, but I love the way the backs even look. So, Where's my decks? Oh. I have too many decks piled up around me. Alright, so we're just going to do one more set, I think. And if you, if there's a deck, whether it's Tarot or Oracle, and you're curious as to how that might pair with another deck, or would like to see, possible pairings, just let me know in the description. And if you look at any of my Tarot collection videos, Oracle collection videos, and you see a deck that kind of sparks your interest, just let me know. And I'm happy to include those. Alright. So next, we have the Llewellyn Tarot. Now, I did edge this. In fact, I'll show you. And I discovered this stuff. So it's metallic gilding polish. I just got it from Amazon. And I discovered this because of someone on Facebook. And I'm not going to... It was in a private group. I think it was Supportive Tarot. But yeah, super, super loving the way it looks. Probably needs maybe a second coat, but that's okay. So... And I do not have the big box. Wait. So this is by Anna Marie Ferguson, I think. I think she wrote the book. I'm not sure. I should probably have checked this out in advance. So she definitely wrote the book. So I have the book. I don't know if she did the cards. So, and I apologize. That's the problem with these big stinking boxes. I don't keep them. But anyway, so with this deck, there are two oracles that I really like adding to the mix. So the first one is pretty new to me, and this one, oh man, I don't have a box for this either. This is the Fairy, something about fairies. The Fairies Oracle. I think it's the Fairies Oracle, and it's by Brian. Yeah, I'll put it in the description. I'm sorry. Oh, I can almost see his name. It's Toby's dad from Labyrinth. Froud. Brian Froud. Yeah, I really like combining these. I feel like I mean, here we have that pure fairy, and here we have the possibility of fairy. In some cases more, I mean, we have goddesses but this is certainly much more earthy. Well, when I say earthy, I don't mean elementally. I mean more grounded in like that day-to-day mundaneness. Although there's magical stuff that goes on in this deck too, but this one's kind of pure magical stuff, right? So then I also like to add the Fairy Wisdom Oracle. Now, so we're getting fairies on either side. And they're very different, right? These are very different. These are, Brian Froud's fairies are a lot more no nonsense, maybe. Whereas these are definitely more whimsical. but I kind of like them together. And again, this is kind of like that bridge between these two worlds, these two energies, because they're very different energies, right? And I feel like the Llewellyn Tarot just fits well into both worlds, fits well with both energies. So I wouldn't put these directly together, you know, but I like them with this. So, and that could mean that I'll use one deck with this and that's it. Could mean that I'll use all three together. Could mean I'll use the other deck. You know, it doesn't matter. It's just kind of how it feels. And, you know, where I am in that moment. What feels right in that moment. Now this is a much newer deck to me. So I am kind of exploring different pairings with it. But I really like it like this. I really like it with Llewellyn. And I like it kind of counterbalancing this deck too. Oh, and this is by, so the Fairy Wisdom Oracle is by Amy Brown and Nancy Brown. Yeah, and I really like them together. I think that, I think they're really charming together. So, let me know what you think. Look at those backs, how pretty. So again, I was trying to go for decks that maybe more people had. But if there's a specific deck or decks that you're interested in that I haven't shown, let me know, because I'm definitely happy to. Look how nice those are together. I'm happy to do that. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. And look, right? Don't the backs even look nice? I don't know, but I like them. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell so you're reminded when I post new videos. And just be good to yourself. Be really, really good, because you deserve the best, only the best, all the best. And that is my wish for you.